Wait a second. Is that the guy who saw me the other day? What if he's here to talk to me about what I did? What if he snaps at me or starts preaching? Now's my chance to make a run for it. He's already seen me. If I move now, he'll know that I'm trying to avoid him. What should I do? Does he think that he's better than me? He's not a scholar. I mean, he doesn't even look that religious. Who is he to judge? It's not like I did anything wrong, did I? Even if I did, we all make mistakes. Let me just hear what he has to say, nod, and get this over with.
Have you ever found yourself in this situation? Hearing advice on a mistake may be uncomfortable, and we may look for excuses to avoid it. However, there's a completely different way to think about it. Instead of dreading the whole encounter, welcome opportunities to find out about your mistakes and shortcomings. Why? Realizing a mistake or shortcoming allows you to improve yourself for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imagine this scenario. You're walking towards the horizon. Just as you're about to take the next step, someone grabs your collar and yanks you to the ground. You feel discomfort, anger, and shock as you stumble and regain your balance. As you look around, you quickly realize that you've been stopped from a fall that could have ended your life. Your negative feelings quickly turn to gratitude because you realize you were stopped for your own good. Keeping this in mind, let's think back to receiving advice. The initial discomfort means little when you realize that becoming aware of a mistake and correcting it could be the very thing that earns you Jannah and distances you from the punishment of the hellfire. And so, any negative feelings towards advice quickly turn to gratitude because you realize you were stopped for your own good. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu reported that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "A believer is a mirror of his brother. A believer is a brother of another believer. He protects him against loss and defends him behind his back."
So when receiving advice, I should keep the following points in mind. Number 1, I should have a willingness to hear out advice with the mentality of wanting to seek the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and avoid His punishment. Umar radiallahu anhu said, "There's no goodness in people who don't give advice, and there is no goodness in people who don't like to be advised." Number 2, I should assess the advice to see if it's coming from a correct Islamic perspective that intends to save me from a fall rather than pushing me towards it. A good friend isn't one who just agrees with whatever I do, but one who sincerely advises me for my betterment. Number 3, I should be willing to act upon the truth. Once I reach the conclusion that I'm receiving sincere Islamic advice, it's my obligation to act upon it. My objective isn't to win a debate or to boost my ego, but to improve for Allah's sake.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم فتولى عنهم وقال يا قوم لقد أبلغتكم رسالة ربي ونصحت لكم ولكن لا تحبون الناصحين.